Attention students, the Jabroni University Network is now in session. Please make your way to class.
Rat chaser. Rat chaser. Rat chaser. Rat chaser. Rat chaser.
Coming to you from fabulous Studio B+, it's the Chaser Brothers podcast after hours. Well, hold on a second, I'm getting something. What was that? That's what Chaser means? Screw it, we're going with it. With me, the son of Rad Chaser and the man of the hour who reads Nintendo Power, the Bionic Commando in Orlando, the gamer who should come with a disclaimer.
Rat chaser.
When a man makes all other type of videos that include cigars and such for the last 2 hours, like I've been doing, I'm not a person who smokes cigarettes or cigars, but these videos I make, I have to smoke in them. So, in a sense, I guess I am a cigar smoker now, albeit a casual one, and for, 4 hours at a time when I produce these videos for these people. This is Rad Chaser, a classy man who smokes classy stogies.
You're doing a Schwarzenegger thing.
He's the original. He's almost 80.
Oh, yeah. All right, check it out. We're less than 4 weeks away from Lunar Remastered coming out April 18th. That's not an ad. That's just one man's genuine excitement for the Lunar Remaster. It's gonna be sweet. I should be finished with Dragon Quest right about the time that thing comes out.
I gotta get shopping on Dragon Quest for sure. But yeah, Lunar is gonna be awesome. I'm excited for it. They say that there's gonna be plenty of copies to go around. It's an Amazon exclusive as far as I know, which is interesting. Okay, and you can't pre-order it. You can only. It just says it's coming out whatever it is, April whatever it was.
April 18th.
And then you can April 18th, like you just said probably 2 seconds ago. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it selling out, etc. Because we've been assured that there will be enough to go around. But bet your sweet bippy that I'm gonna have my trigger finger ready when the time comes.
And if you're not too busy chasing, chase down that video game.
That's all I do. ABC, always
be chasing.
Video games, toys, records, or whatever else you might be into chasing.
Right. So
we're okay with it.
It's great. If you're a new subscriber and you're listening to the show for the first time, welcome. Today's going to be a lot more organized because we're not just shooting from the hip. That's for the high noon show. Tonight we're organized after dark because we've had the whole day to do so.
Yeah, we're loose. We're in the pocket. We're ready to rip because we rip and rhyme all the time. Let's start the podcast,
Sweet Sally.
So I went to, really quickly, last night, impromptu, with some work friends. I went to Player One video game bar in Orlando, Florida, because that's where I'm at right now.
Ooh.
And if you haven't ever been there, you pay $5, you go inside, and there is quite the bevy of old school arcade cabinets available for free play. All you can play. You go in, and then you can get drinks too, craft beers, craftiest of beers.
Yeah,
it's a nice vibe.
They've got a great selection there. So you go out with a group.
I went out with a group. So 3 days a week, I'm at a sushi place when I'm not making videos. So a lot of the guys there, they're awesome. They're Venezuelan guys. They help me practice my Spanish, which is great. But they're there. They basically live at the restaurant, so they don't get out a lot. And they have their one day off, and they used to all have the same day off at the same time, but now it's kind of staggered, so they're cast even further into what I can only describe as solitude. So, it's nice. It was nice to get them out. I told a couple of them about the bar, and they jumped on it immediately. They were like, that's awesome. We want to go. I was like, okay. So Sunday, everybody gets out early. So we got organized, and a friend of mine, I also work with her, Sophie. I made a video with her about Player One before. You can check that out on the page. But she and I and 3 other people from work, we had a posse. We possed up, nice. And we went, and it was great. We had a great time.
I love that for you.
Yeah, it's nice to get out. Nice to get out with a handful of people as well. And old Chaser's been in the ivory tower far too long, so it's time to get out. It's time to bust out and bust a groove.
And it's nice for me to know well in advance that we're going to be doing Chaser Brothers After Hours. Right? When I see you pouring sludge onto your waffle at 1:30 in the morning, and I say to myself, I don't think we're going to be podcasting at noon. I think we're going to be podcasting at night.
That is true as well. I got a little toasty at the bar, and I went after hours on a solo side quest to the Waffle House. You guys never been to Waffle House? Mamma mia!
You ever been to Waffle House by yourself?
It's how they say delicioso.
I'm liking that.
It's been a hot minute since I've gone to the Waffle House. Actually, the last time I went was with Scott. Scott is a friend of the Chaser channel. He lives in the same apartment building on the same floor as I do, and he's the Lego king around here. We are dying to get into his storage space and get some video going, so he's definitely down. So he said maybe when you come up, you're coming up in a couple of weeks or in a week.
Yeah, it's getting pretty soon.
Coming soon. He said he's down to do a little room tour, so we'll see if we can make good on that promise. But yeah, Waffle House, awesome. Friends, cool. Video games, also cool.
I like that. I like that I'm coming. We're gonna shoot more footage, and we still haven't even put out all the stuff that we filmed for the last time I was there.
Right. We got a backlog of video games. We got a backlog of videos.
I mean, look this would be the perfect opportunity. Is if we need anything, and anything else for it, that I'll just be there. I'll just be there. I'll just already be there.
You will. Corporeal form. So that was good. A couple things I noticed at the bar were some of the 4-player games, because there was 5 of us, so we were like, okay, are there any games that all of us can play at the same time? And there were some of the older cabinets, a couple of mentionables, Ninja Turtles. We played that one, so that was fun. What else? The Simpsons game, of course, is 4 players, famously. We didn't end up getting to play that, but it was there. What else? X-Men. You ever play that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, 4 of us popped onto there and played X-Men for a minute, so that was pretty cool. And then, of course, Smash Bros. That was good too. And I'm not really good at Smash at all. I've been trying to get onto the GameCube and start playing a little bit, but it is it's tough getting back in the saddle of a game.
Don't you worry. Daddy Son of Chaser knows how to play that game very well, so we'll get some hilarious footage of me pounding you mercilessly.
Indeed. It's equal parts cool and gross.
Daddy Son of Chaser, how does that work? Don't question it.
You will be pounded.
I'm not questioning the Chaser thing that we did at the beginning of the show. Don't you question the thing that I'm doing. We're not doing questions. We're doing action right now.
How did Daddy become the son? Great question. Next question.
Yeah, time travel. Here we go.
We're all right.
Okay, so
yeah.
I've been getting a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff done this week. I sort of had that big monster pile that I was working at. So last week, I did my first long form video for the Quest update. Check that out on the channel. It's about 10 minutes. A lot of footage of me building that shelf I've been talking about for 2 weeks now from IKEA. That thing's built. Everything's thrown up on it. I haven't quite. I've at least put everything in order, but I haven't sort of like sorted everything out. But it is.
Yeah.
It is there. So that's why there was a. I'm a little bit behind on the Nintendo Power shorts, but there's a lot more issues now that I can go through, and I also have I've got a giant mountain of stuff to get rid of now and sell. So that stuff's that stuff is sorted aside, and that's I'm gonna list that in the next coming day or so. If you want any of my leftover Nintendo Powers, just go to eBay and look for the Son of Rad Chaser. Then that's my store, so you can get stuff directly from the source. I always put a handwritten thank you letter in there, like a full one, not just thanks, Sue.
If any of you chasers out there want some of his table scraps with apparently a monogrammed letter.
Listen, there's good stuff. There's good stuff. It's just I already have this stuff. Now I have my personal pick out of the litter, but even some of the stuff I had to sit there and really appraise it and make a hard call. So it's not all garbage. I've been finding these lots that are all very crispy. Which speaking of lots, I had three lots going over the weekend. So I blew one because we were out all weekend. Jay Chaser had a soccer tournament, so I wasn't like really glued to my phone, and I had to work. We went and saw Disney on Ice. It just there was a lot of stuff going. Like I was so busy I wasn't even thinking about it. And then I got the notification like, hey, this bid's ending soon. Like go bid on it. And then it's like, oh shoot. And then I had already lost it, which that one kind of stung a little bit because it was like a lot of 14 and 12. I needed 12 of the ones in that lot. Yeah,
right.
and also it was a catastrophic loss because that my highest bid was $14 and it went for $14.50. Like if I had just been paying attention to it, like so that stung a little bit. I missed another lot of 6. These were all ones that I already had, but they were in the 80s range. If you don't know, that's the range where they decided to go, hey, let's not do spines on the magazines anymore. A decision that they quickly reversed after about 10 issues. And that was just a for funsies bet, or for funsies bid because they were in better condition than the ones that I have. The ones that I have are not in great condition. So I was like, I'm starting to get to the point to where I have, it's slowing down. I have about one more stretch of magazines where it's like I need everything in a stretch, and then after that, everything's just gonna sort of be a la carte, which is good because there are lots where it's like the one that I'm going to put up, for instance, that are just sort of like they're all over the map, and then you kind of use those, you kind of pick the best ones of those that'll fill up the holes or whatever.
Yeah.
So not it that second one wasn't a huge loss, and really the first one. The first one, while it did, pound for pound have a lot of what I needed, there was a third lot that I did win because I was there to be able to pay attention to it. That was a lot of 12, and it had six that I needed, and part of those 6 were also like in that other one that I messed up. So. Oh well, woo. I ended up averaging about $6 an issue on that one. So, all in all, I'm not super mad about it. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I forgot. I forgot to tell. No wait, I did tell you this, but now you listening get to hear about what happened. I had this lot of about 16 or so magazines, and they were early Nintendo Powers. Like, it was sort of like in the issues 3 through 20 range.
Yeah.
And everything was in there, all good. And I pull out a magazine, and it has a sticker of a pumpkin on the front of it. And that was the first thing I saw when I pulled that one out of the stack. I was like, there was not a magazine with a pumpkin sticker on it. And I looked at it. It's issue number 2, was just randomly stuck in there. It wasn't even listed. And that's like,
yo,
yeah, that's a heavy. That's a
bonus.
heavy, and yeah. So like, I got it for bonus. It's not in super crispy condition, and it's got an orange pumpkin sticker on it. But for completionist's sake, it is a magazine, and I have it. It's got the posters in it and stuff. So that was a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
That's great. I mean, do we think that slipped through the cracks on his part? You said it was in something else, or it was just in the stack of magazines?
It was in that order. So I don't know if the person put it in there by accident, or if they just forgot to, if they had meant to sell it as part of that lot, which is entirely possible.
Sure.
It wasn't in great condition. Like the ones that I see that are looking crispy are between $85 and $100. So
the bonus one you got.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm using girl math. I got it for free, as we say, and so yeah. Boom! Just surprise number 2 in there. So that was really, really nice surprise that I got. Another nice surprise that I got, I was in Walgreens earlier, and I found The Legend of Zelda: The Unofficial Fan Guide.
Looking sweet. He's showing it to me. We will start videoing this podcast soon enough. But sweet looking magazine.
Yeah,
nice one, bro.
It's just sort of full of art. It's sort of the same thing as that Time Mario magazine, except you'd be hard pressed to figure out who actually put out this magazine. It's from McClatchy Media. I don't know what they published because I didn't look it up, but yeah, it was just sitting there. It looked good, and I was like, screw it, we do physical media in this family, so I grabbed it. I tend to grab Zelda stuff. I didn't really I think I love the Zelda games way more than I think I do.
Right, it's like you mess around one day and you're looking at your collection where you're like, yo, I got a lot of this, or I got a lot of this. When did this happen, You haven't looked at your stuff in a long time.
Yeah, there's also just a lot of, you know what? I don't have that, and I kind of want it. And that seems to be happening a lot lately. Speaking of things that I have that I want that I didn't have before, I put a bid in. I put a bid in on a Game Boy player on the bottom of the Game Boy. I have the disc. I don't have the bottom because I don't have the GameCube that the bottom was connected to, but I do have a GameCube, and now I'll have the bottom of it soon. So I'll bring that up so we can do some film some stuff.
Yeah, and of course, as every chaser knows, the bottom is the important part because it generates the power. So it's definitely good to have that.
It's generating massive amounts of power. So if you're not familiar with the Game Boy player, it's a peripheral for the GameCube that you could play Game Boy Advance games on it. The best way to play Game Boy Advance games at the time, because I don't think the Game Boy Advance SP had come out yet before that thing did. So
Yeah.
the Game Boy Advance is not backlit. So this was the way. I mean, also I want to be playing a game on a TV anyway. It's portable gaming's great. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but figure out a way to put that game onto the TV, and I'll for sure play it.
Well, good. So we can definitely do that, and I got plenty of Game Boy Advance games for us to mess around with and find out. See how good it looks.
You know what we can film that on? My new DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
The Sunrad Chaser's been
this
balling out. He's been balling like it's going out of style. And I gotta say, I love it. I am living through you right now. You're like, oh, I got this thing, I got this thing, I got the next thing.
I
love it.
It's not really so much stuff. It's just that I'm listing all the stuff off all right in a row, and it's all we're in the flow state right now.
Things are coming in, things are going out, things are moving, they're touching fingers, they're exchanging hands. Yeah, you're flowing. I love it.
Which was really helpful for the new desk that I bought.
Mamma mia!
I put that bad boy together today, and listen. I'm telling you, I knew having that thing in here was a good idea, and it is, because now that I have it set up, like, for one, I needed to pack stuff. I was like, oh great, I have a nice clear spot that I can start packing all this stuff in, because I wanted to also be able to use it as a packing station. And now it's sort of in the standing position. I'm like, oh well, this is great, because I can start running some of these the Nintendo Power things. So it's just nice, and it's just it's similar to the one that you have, and basically like you had one, and I was like, I'll take that. I'll have some of that. And
there you go.
So I got that. I've got some power grommets that are coming as soon as I order them, just so I have a little bit more accessible space to power stuff up. And that's that's the extent of it. I did some hyperlapse footage of me putting that thing together today, so that that will be content. And that's about all of my stuff. It's been a busy week. I still gotta list my Nintendos. I'm slowly moving stuff in the garage, just making $15 or $20 here or there. I pre-packed all of my for sale comics. Did I say that earlier? I can't remember if I said it. I've been thinking about it though. So I just have a giant.
I don't think so.
I just have a giant box of or a giant stack of boxes that are all the lots that I have listed for eBay, and they're all labeled. So now I can just grab one, slap a label on it, and then bing bang boom, it's ready to go.
You're gonna mess around and become a reseller here if you keep at it.
It seems like it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it a little bit. I mean, I gotta make some money, because one of my cash cows did sell for very, very cheap. I had a lot of 3 comics, and generally the number one of that, it's a Herogasm, so it's the boys spin-off, and that one generally goes for around $30, and I had a lot that was the first 3, and just no one. I set the price low to encourage bidding, and no one bid on it, so guy got it for $5. So good on him. Listen, I got a positive spin on it, baby. Like I wrote him a nice letter. I was like, man, there's nothing better than stealing something on eBay. So I hope you enjoy it, and blah 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 blah. I was happy for the guy. After my initial reaction, where I was like, oh man. I was like, well, you know what? It's great. Listen, there's plenty of good karma to go around for everyone. So I'm happy, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for you. Ooh, woo.
Well, okay. Look, I'm happy for you. Then you sound fine. Nobody. We don't want to yuck your yum. So good on you. Look, you just pay it forward, and look, you're gonna get more stuff in turn, and the cycle continues.
The
So
cycle,
good.
the cycle of stuff.
Red chaser.
All right, I
You know,
hope you have a bunch of bullet points for the rest of the show, because I burned through all of mine really fast.
Sure. No, I mean, look, we're about what, halfway through ish.
yeah, we're halfway through.
Yeah. Listen, I got sniped on eBay myself, and it sucks because you say, I want this thing, and I've committed to it, and I can already picture myself, using the thing or doing whatever it is I need to do with it, and then, you're distracted. Life gets in the way of making plans, of acquiring stuff. If I can paraphrase John Lennon. So it sucks. You gotta be diligent, but like you said, the next thing will come along, and it's like fishing. You can't. You get a little excited. You do get a little bite, but it's like if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be, and you'll get your comeuppance.
Yeah, I'm taking things in stride.
Yeah. So I haven't acquired any NES games for the main quest this week or last. So not to worry, we are ahead on our numbers, so that's fine. The only thing I did, actually, I got two things now. Something just came today, but I got Dragon Quest 3, or Dragon Warrior 3, sorry, for the Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah, saw that.
Yeah, so I like that. It's a nice clear cart. It's a Japanese copy, so it is not in English, so it'll just be more for, the sake of getting Dragon Quest stuff. But,
These I keep for their aesthetic and sentimental value.
Yeah. And look, maybe if I learn a little Japanese, I might, read a couple, what are they called? Kanjis?
Yeah, you're really picking up on this. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. So, a piece of something for the side quest, Dragon Quest side quest, in the bag. One more thing added to the stack, and I'm really excited about this today. I got GameCube memory cards.
Oh yes.
So now I can play a game as far as I can go, and then save it, and then pick up from where I left off, instead of just having to start over again.
I'm very excited for you to play Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I mean that's I'll probably get I'll probably pop that in and at least start playing it, so now I can save it. I got 2 memory cards. I was thinking about, I don't know. Well, first I want to do is see if there's any saved games on them.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That'll be first and foremost, and then if I'm really ambitious, I'll get whatever game it is if it's cool, or maybe if it's on the list, and maybe see about picking up from that save point just for fun, So that's always exciting to see what somebody else's save states look like. Then other than that, I don't know. I was thinking, since there's 2 of them, I could just save on both cards just in case, because they are old cards, and maybe they might fail or something. Who knows? I mean, that's just me reeling from my hard drive kerfuffle, a month or 2 ago, whenever that was. So
Fuffin'.
Right. So, and with that, I could probably make a little bit more gameplay footage of content of the GameCube, because it's been, GameCube's hot. It seems to be hot when we post stuff, and it came out in 2001. So, about the time when the youngsters are now, growing up to be like, oh man, I really missed I missed those days. So now I want to reminisce. So, GameCube came out then, Xbox came out in 2001. The Dreamcast was 1999, PS2 was 2000. So that whole generation of consoles, that we could be focusing on, and because that's probably what's pretty hot right now. So I don't know. I know we've been pretty hard on the NES and the Nintendo stuff. So whatevs, something to think about.
Yeah, one of my long-standing side quests was building my PlayStation library. That's all going to be sort of like choice cuts. And I do have a healthy amount of PlayStation 2 games. I don't have a PlayStation 2 on which to play them, but it's the next thing might have to be to get a little just get a little TV like the one you got over at your place, just to have something in here that I can just mess around and play on, and film some content if I'm getting bored or whatever.
Yeah, just a little something that'll sit right on that desk, and you can just plug and play. What else? Let's see here. Oh, I wanted to ask you about, you said you made your first long form video. How was the process? I know, you said obviously it takes a little bit longer than the short videos. You run into any little road bumps? How do you feel?
I really didn't. I did have a thought occur to me when I was in the middle of doing it, where I thought to myself, you know what? I'm glad that I've spent the last, however, since I've been doing it, I've done 100 days worth of those Nintendo Power things almost, but it's been months and months. We're at March now. When did I start dropping Chaser stuff? Like back in November. So I've been about 6 months.
100 days ago.
Yeah. So I had a thought, and it was, I'm glad I spent 6 months doing other stuff, so that, now that I'm doing this, I'm not having any problems. You gave me a valuable piece of advice, which was start loading stuff up and start chopping it, and you'll figure out what you need. And so that was a good bit of advice. And so I had three long videos, time lapse videos of me moving stuff around in the room, packing stuff up. There was one of me building the shelf, and then there was another one of me sorting out all the Nintendo Powers that I'd recently acquired to just get them in order and get them on the shelf. And so I loaded all that stuff in, and I was like, well, okay, it'll be a talking head video. And so I sort of had the idea where I was like, okay, I want to do a picture in picture thing, because I filmed all those things vertically. So, had I wanted to just cut back to a full video of me doing whatever, it wouldn't have worked right. So then I was like, okay, well, I could do a picture in picture thing. And then after I filmed all the talking head stuff, I was like, what would have been helpful is to set room, to offset myself when I did the talking head stuff, so that I could put the thing on me or whatever. And that's sort of a lesson for next time. But what I did end up doing was just sort of having it be on one side of the screen where you do get to see the whole video, and I just sort of pushed myself over to the side, and I had a great time with it. When I got to the end of the video, when I was sort of chopping up the last bits of the stuff at the end, I could already tell that I had gotten a better handle on the process, because when I got to there, I went back to the beginning of the video. It was like, well, now I had to re-chop the beginning of the video, because I was like, no, that this is now I'm doing this thing over on the back end of the video. Now I have to shore up the front end of the video. But I did that, and I got some establishing footage from IKEA, which ended up great, because I was able to do that to start the video off, even though there's about 10 seconds of footage there. But just to sort of paint the picture of all right, this is the thing that we did. Nope, now we're back in the lab. Now we're out busting heads, back to the lab, and and so on and so forth.
So,
Yeah, so I enjoyed the process was great. Like I sat there and cut that video all day. Like I was just like, I'll work on it in a couple hours, and then I just like did a whole 9 to 5. I did a whole 9 to 5.
put in a whole shift.
Yeah, and I got to the end, and I was like, all right, that's done. And then I thought to myself, I'd rather be doing this for a living than than work.
All right.
Than doing my actual job. My actual job sucks. Like creating a video is, it was fulfilling, and I got to the end, and I had some fun with it, and the whole thing was a very good experience.
Well, right. It's like I always tell people, because, we've both been in bands and stuff before in our lives, and, making music and stuff. And I tell people, I'm like, making videos gives me the same feeling that, making music does. In a creative sense.
Absolutely. That's it. It also helps that I enjoy the specific brand of work that it is. I've done a lot of audio editing, and if you're writing, if you're doing the writing and recording at the same time, to me the process, you write all the music and you do whatever, and it's almost like, well, I have to write music so I can sit here and do all the work to chop it up and make it sound good or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I like writing. I like writing the music too. Don't get me wrong. But then when I get in there, it's not like, oh God, like now I have to start editing stuff and blah 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 blah. It's just a specific kind of job where it's just like I just want to keep doing it over and over and over, and fine tuning and getting it that way. So that having done that, now this is the same thing, but just also with video attached to it. So it's great, and you have a picture of how something's going to be in your head, and then you create it, and then it is. And so that thing that was in your head is now like it exists. It's tangible now, and that's
right.
That's
good feeling.
It's super fulfilling, and it's if I want to nitpick, like, yeah, sure, just a talking head video or whatever, but there's I did get into that flow state where I was just like chopping, moving stuff around, like yeah, and it's like I started to get that feel where it's like, okay, like I need to do something for here, I need to emphasize this, I need to move this around, I need to edit this part out, and
right.
You start to get that feeling of how it goes, and then you implement your own style into it. You hear something funny, and you're like, I'm gonna focus on that, and it was just great. It's every bit of doing it was fun. Like I almost rather just have the footage handed to me so I can do the editing. Like that's what I like. I mean, I like filming the stuff. I like filming this stuff too, but to me, like, that's the biggest chore of the process is doing the actual filming, which is funny because like that can be the funnest part. So if the chore is the funnest part, like bro, like I feel like I was tailor made for this kind of work.
Nice. Well, right, and there's plenty of people who don't like the edit. There's a lot of creators who they just like to make the content. They don't know how to edit that well. They don't care to do that, and they pass that off to the next guy. So like,
hey, if you're a content creator and you don't like doing that stuff, we do like doing that stuff, and you can pay. We have reasonable rates. Like, you can pay us, and we will do it for you. Like the more of that that either of us has, that's the less, that's the less money problems we're going to be having, and the eventual phasing out of our slave jobs, which neither of us is a huge fan of. So yeah, if you're a content creator, hit us up at theradchaser@gmail.com. We will hammer something out.
Yeah, and you can check out the website viralvisionproduction.com as well.
Viralvisionproduction.com. Is it production or productions?
Singular production.
Viralvisionproduction.com.
Yeah, well, we'll stick that in the description as well. But yeah, I do. I mean, I have a handful of clients that I do stuff with, product videos and just straight editing. I have a new person who she does Sims content, modded Sims content. Now I've never played The Sims. I haven't played it.
Guy, I don't have the button.
But she does modded Sims content. She has a storyline, and she sits there and she streams, and she just yaps about whatever's going on, and she does characters and stuff, and it's pretty funny. It's got me laughing. So I hope to work with her, again. But stuff like that, editing. I'll do whatever videos for sure, product videos, etc. But if it's something that I'm interested in, obviously it's going to be even more exciting, to do, and you're going to get a better thing. So, yeah, video game content creators out there, we're here for you.
And also, we do a sushi Jiro type of thing, where Rad Chaser he runs the main branch. It's 3-star omakase. But if you want 2-star omakase, you go to Son of Rad Chaser, and you get a little bit of a better deal worked out until I'm on his level. If you want to see my work, check out my March Quest update. I did that all by myself. I did all the filming, all the video editing, and I enjoy doing the stuff. So hit us up if you don't feel like editing. Well, I will take money for editing jobs, as will Rad Chaser.
And thus concludes our 10-minute pitch in the middle of the podcast.
Hey, I didn't mean for it to turn into a commercial. I just look as I said.
Those are the best kind of commercials.
As I said earlier, this isn't an ad. This is just one man's genuine love for video editing.
This isn't an ad. It's a 50-minute ad.
You're watching The Wizard.
It's a 90-minute movie about a family and a road trip across the country to get back to California. And along the way, you meet some lovable characters, and they're all playing video games, including this one game that hasn't come out yet called Super Mario Bros. 3.
Also, the girl from Belle and Sebastian is in that movie, or whatever. The girl from Rilo Kiley is in that movie.
Yes. Hot off the heels of filming Troop Beverly Hills. Or maybe she did that one after. I don't remember.
I've never seen Troop Beverly Hills, but is that movie? I hear that movie is like a classic that you should watch.
Excellent question. Next question. Jennifer Lewis.
Son, I am proud.
All right. Well, we will now open up the floor for any questions from anybody out there listening, because we're out of things.
Are we out of things? I mean, that's fine. It's good. We're out of things. We're at 45 minutes. It's it do be like that, and that's fine.
Let's bottom line it then, I guess.
Okay, we can bottom line it. First I'm gonna push this button, and it doesn't seem to be affecting anything, so that's really great.
What's it sound like? Just do the noise.
Oh, Well, what I was gonna say, earlier when you said you hadn't played it, and I said True Beverly Hills. I've never seen that before.
You do have the noise.
Yeah, I just I just hadn't put it on the board yet. I forgot that was an option to put on the board, so there it is. The other one's gonna have to wait because I need the real estate for everything else.
Right.
Yeah, right. We do down the pipeline. I'm going to be back up there. Okay. For I'll be coming back up April 1st, so that's not very far away. Just it's next week actually, so that's coming up. Guess what, man? I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna not go to that show because I'd rather hang out with you at the casa. We're gonna need extra time to make up for the boba break that we didn't have the first time.
Okay. So we were thinking about going to a concert while you were up here, and it does eat into the time that because that's a whole night.
Yeah, it does, and also it's just the less time we can spend on I-4 would be better, and if we. Because
I'm roasting I-4.
Because that's also okay, we gotta leave at 4 or 5 o'clock, and then that just burns the whole rest of the night. We don't want to do anything by the time we get back. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a whole other 8 hours that we could be working on stuff. So
you know your numbers. Very good.
So I would rather do that as much as I want to go to that show. I haven't bought the tickets yet, and I'm just thinking to myself, it would be nice. The whole trip was going to be based around that. I honestly, man, I'd rather just hang out with you and get some more work done.
Well, I like that idea. I like that sentiment too. Just a couple of bros chasing out in the wild, whatever. Toys, video games, vinyl, and etc. I love it. Look, we'll take that concert money, and we'll just turn it into something else. Stuff.
You can't hold on to a concert experience. You can hold on to the 7th variant of the Legend of Zelda Gold Cart pack.
Memories are fleeting. Stuff is forever.
You put a period on that.
Take that to the bank. So, bottom line time. For me, the bottom line is, all right, I'm excited because I got memory cards to make the GameCube more of an experience. I can start working on things like Smash Bros. I got Melee queued up. I've solicited help and advice from people from YouTube, and they, the tips are starting to flood in. So for me, it's okay, if I need to learn how to do something, I just ask. I phone a friend now, and those friends are you guys out there. So I appreciate anything you throw at us. So that's exciting. What else? That's about it. For me, it's gonna be the GameCube.
Good bottom line. Bottom line. The Game Boy player should be here before I get up there, so we'll do some. You go and dig out some Game Boy Advance games too while you're trolling around out up in this space, because we'll get that. I don't know what titles you have, but that'll be the fun. What does Rad Chaser have on the menu? We'll make some content out of it. We haven't been filming in the space for a while, so we need to hop in there and just get some pickup shots or whatever.
We could do that, yeah. There is stuff to film.
Yes, there is stuff to film. As always, I will bring some Nintendo powers with me so I can get that work done there. Although now that I have my own table here, everyone's gonna get the gorgeous mahogany background. that I once was only able to achieve at Camp Chaser.
Now you're gonna recreate the feeling at your very own house, your very own camp, Camp Son of Chaser, Son of Camp Chaser. We're gonna work on the name.
Yeah. The bottom line is, if you want something, just buy it, and damn the consequences.
Worry about that later. That's a problem for tomorrow, you, as I always say.
There are no consequences if you don't let there be. Hide that large purchase you made from your wife. Encourage her to spend recklessly as though you yourself have not spent recklessly.
Ask her about all those mysterious Amazon packages that have shown up through the week.
Oh,
compare that.
Oh, those are yours.
Oh, those are more Nintendo powers. Whoops.
Yeah, first of all, Nintendo Powers
Thanks for reminding
doesn't
me.
come through Amazon. No, it is. I will say that I've pre-justified some things in my mind. I'm not exactly hiding anything. However, I have pre. Listen, she knows how I operate. I start saying things like, "Man, I really want to get this thing because blah 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 blah," and then the reaction is sort of like, "Yeah, well, it's
do it, do it, and stop talking about it."
Right. But my pre-justification in my head is that she wants to buy a new jungle gym for the kids, but she's talking about spending like serious money on it.
A lot of gill.
Yeah, a lot o' gill, and so I have.
As long as you stay on underneath that number on your end of stuff, then it equals out.
Well, this is a thing that has moved sort of like higher to the top of her priority list, and we do have a pretty big list of what we would call $1,000 jobs.
Okay.
And that job is the thing that the price range that we're looking at on these jungle gyms is in the neighborhood of like $5,000. It's big, and I'm the one who has to put it together. So expect hyperlapse footage of that at some point. It'll be shot on the new camera because that's my gift for myself for doing the work that I haven't done yet. I pre-gifted myself.
Sure. That makes sense logically. If you were trying to explain that to, like, say, another human being and say, well, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it, because in the future I will be having to do this labor, so I owe it to myself, and I'm going to give it to myself before I do the actual work. Paradoxically, it makes perfect sense.
There is a danger in doing that, but that's not a job. That's not a job I can weasel out of. So
well, that again, that's a problem for tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry, man.
No, I wouldn't deprive myself of the opportunity to film the content. Everyone wants to, as I said in the video that I filmed, nobody wants to spend hours watching somebody build something, but they will spend 20 seconds watching you build something really fast.
That's about as much as I can spare, for sure.
Yeah, so bottom line, do what you want.
Worry about it later.
This
is the Rad Chaser.
Yeah, it's not great advice. I'm just telling you that's what the bottom line is for me right now. That's where I'm at. Not giving a f***.
Right. Awesome. And never forget, you can't make money reselling video games.
No, you can't.
So give them to us.
You can make money. You can make money creating content, and you can use that money to pay us to chop up the content for you if you don't feel like doing it. If you hate that part of the job. So
yeah, we'll do it. We like it.
Yeah. So
Make you look good.
theradchaser@gmail.com for any inquiries, or the website, which is
viralvisionproduction.com.
viralvisionproduction.com. So yeah, that's it. And now it is time to get on up out of here. I think I'm all bottom lined out. This last month blew by really fast. And
Yeah, it's spring, baby. Spring has sprung.
yeah,
We're a quarter way through the year already.
Yep.
We're turning and we're burning. And we're learning and we're earning.
Yeah. And, I'm yearning to get back up there. So it's gonna be happening next week, and that's where we'll do it. I don't know what kind of you want to do the podcast there on Tuesday? Just move it back a day. I feel like being, I feel like we can do another, after dark podcast. Drop it on Tuesday, and we can just run the thing live and see what it's like with both of us in the same room.
We could, as long as it's okay with all of you listeners out there. Is it?
And even if
Okay.
it's not,
We will, because it's ours to do what we will with. See you next Tuesday. Am I right?
hold on a second. What? It means what? I beg your finest pardon? Whatever. We're going with it. See you next Tuesday, Chasers. I'm the son of Rad Chaser and Papa Chaser. Until next time.
Until next time, my beautiful chasers, please, please, please never ever forget. Keep chasing them.
Rat chaser.